Modern Warfare 4 kicks off its free open beta this week, no pre-orders required. Twitch just got sued for training AI on streamers' content without permission. Riot is pulling the plug on 2XKO less than a year after launch, and someone just built a massive new expansion for Morrowind, in 2026. This is Itty Bitty Gaming News. Let's get it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 is in beta right now, and the open beta, which requires absolutely no pre-order, starts Thursday, August 28th at 10 a.m. Pacific and runs through September 1st. That includes Nintendo Switch 2 players for the first time. So if you have been curious about this year's Call of Duty, this is your no-cost window to try it before its October 23rd launch. Here's what's in the open beta: 6v6 multiplayer across multiple maps and modes such as Team Deathmatch, Domination, Hardpoint, Kill Confirmed, Search and Destroy, and the new Kill Block mode. Weekend 2 also adds Ground War Combat Outpost, which is a big 10v10 mode, plus the brand new Zodiac Warzone Resurgence map. And for the first time ever in a Call of Duty beta, there is a playable campaign mission called Entrenched. You can try the story before you buy it. That is a first for the franchise. Infinity Ward is leading development with support from Beenox, High Moon Studios, Raven Software, Sledgehammer, and Treyarch. Nintendo Switch 2 players can preload starting August 26th. Progression carries over from Weekend 1 for anyone who already jumped in on early access. Beta rewards you unlock now carry into the full game at launch on October 23rd. Modern Warfare 4 is available on PS5, Xbox Series, PC, and Switch 2. I think the beta is at least worth checking out. I've been playing it and the multiplayer feels pretty solid. This story matters to every content creator watching this, including everyone on this channel. A Twitch streamer named Warren Pandisia filed a class action lawsuit against Twitch and Amazon on August 20th in a California federal court, alleging the companies used millions of streams, VODs, clips, and chat logs to train Amazon's generative AI models without permission or compensation. The lawsuit claims this has been going on since at least 2024. Here's the part that has creators furious though. Twitch introduced an opt-out setting on August 12th, but it was switched on by default for every channel. Every Twitch streamer on Twitch was automatically enrolled in Amazon's AI training unless they manually turned it off, which I went into my settings and opted out. It wasn't difficult, but still. When Twitch's chief product officer was asked why it was opt-out instead of opt-in, he said, and this is a direct quote, "If this was opt-in, nobody would opt in." That's honestly the answer. They knew. They opted everyone in anyway. The lawsuit argues creators can never claw back intellectual property once it has been fed into an AI model, and is seeking damages, restitution, and disgorgement of profits. This is one to watch. It could set a precedent for the entire streaming and content creation industry. And Riot Games announced last week that active development on 2XKO, their free-to-play League of Legends fighting game, will end in December of 2026. That is less than a year after the game launched on consoles in January and less than 8 months after its full rollout. The reason isn't as straightforward as it may seem. Of course, the game never retained enough players to make continued development financially viable, but new management also played a part, along with a failed microtransaction model. Riot said it costs substantially more to operate than it brings in, and after watching engagement stay flat despite major updates and competitive events, they decided to stop. Here is what makes Riot's handling actually kind of decent. They are refunding all money players spent in the game on or before August 20th, unlocking every champion for free, and keeping the servers online after development ends. 2 more champions, Lux and Samiras, still arrive in September and October, and a final bug fixed patch lands in December. The servers stay on after that. For a live service shutdown, this is about as graceful as it gets, but the FGC is not happy. Many players invested real time building competitive skills in a game that will no longer grow. That frustration is legitimate. Gamescom is opening in Cologne, Germany this week, and the announcements are already rolling in. If you follow gaming news at all, Gamescom is the second biggest gaming showcase of the year after Summer Game Fest. And this year, the show floor is absolutely loaded. Early headlines include new game reveals, updates on titles already announced, and a packed opening night live. I will be covering the biggest announcements from Gamescom in next week's wrap, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. A few things I'm specifically watching this week: any surprise reveals from studios that have been quiet all year, Gamescom Asia teasers, and a ton more. Gamescom runs through August 30th. It's gonna be a busy few days. Quick but worth knowing for Vampire Survivors fans, a new DLC called Legacy of the Blood Moon drops August 28th, same day as the Modern Warfare open beta, so plan your Thursday accordingly. Legacy of the Blood Moon adds a new character, new weapons, new stages, and a new challenge mode built around a lunar cycle mechanic where the difficulty scales through phases of the moon. Vampire Survivors has sold over 5 million copies, and the DLC has consistently been great value. The previous packs were all between $3 and $5. No price has been confirmed for Blood Moon yet, but expected to be in that range. August 20th is gonna be a big day. And let's close on a story that deserves more attention than it got. Arc Raiders, Embark Studios' co-op shooter that had a solid start, announced this past week that it is pausing new content updates until 2027 to focus on overhauling core systems. The game is not shutting down per se, but Embark said directly that Expedition 5 is being delayed so they can address what players have been asking for: better progression, better matchmaking, and better overall game feel. This is actually a story worth respecting. A studio saying, "We hear you, we're stopping the content treadmill to fix the foundation," is actually pretty rare. I'm a Destiny 2 fan, I totally know it. Most live service teams keep shipping to hit quarterly targets, even when the foundation needs work. Arc Raiders is gambling that a better game in 2027 is worth a quieter second half of 2026. I think that's the right call, and I'll be watching to see if it pays off. And that was last week in gaming. The Modern Warfare 4 beta is free starting Thursday. Twitch just made history, but for the wrong reasons. And Arc Raiders is betting on doing things right over doing things fast. Drop a comment on which story you want the full deep dive on. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. I'm Smitty. Take it easy.